She is, if you are not a vlogger, this one is a vlogger. So she has a YouTube channel where she speaks about anything and everything.
Hello. Salungisa ingoma usisemo. Salungisa ingoma. Hello, baby. Okay, no, right now. Looks like it's that one.
Thank you.
You're
I'm always the first to arrive. I'm always early. I'm always early. Yeah. Yeah, it's just a bit. Trinity.
We are born.
Maybe I can take me the lift.
She's so tired.
That's Casey.
Hello everybody. Welcome back to my channel, Conversations with Luluza. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for engaging the comments. Thank you so much. Today is a Friday, guys. And the girl has been invited to a high tea at Pholosong Hospital. So stay tuned. We're going to have the cabana. We're going to be outside, and then the weather decided to rain. But these are hiccups, mostly. These are hiccups, right?
a word of welcome. Ngiyambona naye muhle kakhulu. Akanishayele izandla.
If something is beautiful, not to say if you are beautiful, then you say ubutsana. That means you are very beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for joining us today. My task is a very simple one today. So I'm just here to come and welcome everybody who's here, everybody who's joined us, everybody who honored the invite. The other time I was saying to somebody, who honor the invite. Dr. Mahana was saying that to somebody. They know themselves, the team that I was talking to, what is it that makes you to honor an invite? Yeah. And I think it's just that makes this for all to be full like this. So without wasting time, I just want to say, Siyabonga to be part of us today. So I actually want to extend appreciation for everybody who's here today. I would like to actually start by all the guests that have joined us. I want to welcome the sponsors that have sponsored this event, because it's not only us who've done this. So everybody who actually contributed something to this event, we like to say you are welcome and we thank you. And the other thing that we also want to say is to say thank you to all the guest speakers that have been invited. You are welcome. You are going to spend the day with us today. And I also want to welcome everybody that is going to make this day to be enjoyable. Because I usually start with jive. So I have to put together music. DJ, where to? I think we are not going to sleep. So I thank you for being here. Somewhere. Yes. Yeah, it is really. So you are also welcome. So I also want to thank the executive for allowing us to be here. We are welcoming executive Pholosong. But above all, I like to welcome our Phulusi bonke that are here. Guys, you are amazing. I hope you are going to enjoy this event. So all of us, everybody is going to enjoy this event. So guys, you are welcome. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. DJ, that's the music. Mara, the song I need of us. I was by Isabon. I'm away when born. Nimbonile straight. Suguma back. We are trying to cover ground. Let me not take too much time. We don't have enough time. I have the pleasure to invite onto the stage our first guest speaker. She is, if you are not a vlogger, this one is a vlogger. So she has a YouTube channel where she speaks about anything and everything. She is a pastor. Pastor's wife. She does this every Sunday. She is our local leader who's here in Zakane. She runs a church, a very successful church, with her husband. And today she'll be talking about marriage, family, blended families, relationships. That issue, that one that we don't talk about, that sensitive issue. But today, what happens in Vegas stays where?
In Vegas.
So welcome to Vegas. And the things that we talk about here, they stay here. So I greet you all in the wonderful name of Jesus. Amen. Amen. To the executive, to the leadership, to the CEO, to Ribapulusi.
Oh, yes.
Thank you so much for trusting me with this platform. Amen. I bless you all. My name is Kusela Lumka, known as Ululuza, married to Ufundisi Umsiza. Amen. I do have a YouTube channel, which is Conversations with Luluza. If you do go that way, you can subscribe, you can like. Amen. So, do they have the whole day? Wow, sir. Amen. And I know how many they are looking at me like, is this something? Why, man? Amen. I've been married to Mfundisi for 20 years this year. Sure. Sinabantwana about 5, 2 which are my stepkids. Blended families, so that's where the blended family comes from. Asabizani was step, Asabizani was stepmom, was stepchildren, because we've eventually been able to solidify the relationship. Amen. So, amen. So, when I was born, my mom was in politics. Who loved me? Tieni. She loved me. She was a midwife. Sometimes my husband's in night shift, she would take me with. But it was fine. It was my life. Then I got it wrong. And then we would rush home. I prepare a man's bus and he says, but she passed on when I was 8 years old. It didn't make sense. It really didn't make sense because my mom was busy in politics. They had to go to Paris. So it didn't make sense. So after that, my mom was still in politics, so I had to move from home to home to home to home. And I'm a kaya fan. So I'll talk about the last home that I was in. Amen. Suddenly, again, umuntu wazi ucleana, umuntu wazi upheka, sekuyimi manje kumele enze everything. Yena 10 ngaleso sikhathi. So I would cook, I would clean. Belangilinda ngibuye esikoleni ngizokhipha ibhomu. Bangilinda emini nje, bangasayenzi next. We're staying in a 1-bedroom house. So i-room, i-dining room, i-kitchen. Mama about 4, abantwana 8. But what I didn't know was that God was just preparing me for this time. So God already knew ukuthi ngizoba mama mfundisi. God already knew ngizodila nabantu. So God had already known ukuthi mele angifunctione, mele angitrain. And if bengisahlala nogogo, I always say this, I would have been a brat. I would never have been able to communicate and understand when umuntu esifazane athi anginalutho or I'm struggling. It would not have made sense. So uNkulunkulu had to make sure that I go through that. Amen. So I remember the first time ngenza i-mashed potato lapha ekhaya. Oh, my cousin was like, yini yona le? I'm 11 and I'm like, nobody has ever trained me to make i-mash. So I don't know. I was just trying out, like, I can't throwing tantrums, and it's fine. But what he didn't know is that then Ululuza Ikish would be born. I because from that comment, it made me want to know how to make image better. So while they thought, they didn't know. It was just God maneuvering for the skills that I was going to need. All right, I was 14. My mom had a baby. umntwana mshoma kana 6 months wamletha kimi eSoweto. Shu sengumama semele ngivuke ngigeze lo ngimise crash. Sometimes mangifika ecrash abakavuli because isikolo singena kora to 8 ecrash bavula kora past 8. Sengimile manje. I can't leave her. Man, by the time bavula I have to walk another mile ngesikolweni ngiyagijima mangifika ngiyashaya esikolweni. But now sengiyaprepare manje ukuba yini a step mom. But then I didn't know. I'm just there, I'm complaining, I'm a responsibility so maningi, and I'm just a baby. But I didn't know that it was just God saying, nyawazi luluvu ukuthi la uyophelela khona. Kunezinto edingayo manje ongeke ngikwazi ukuyitraina umusumdala. My mom has another baby. We have later. No, forward. They know me as a mother. They're like, oh, this is our mother. Sure. So now I have 2 babies. Very steady. And at the mama, you would think someone would help. No, I was again. Magyola wanje women wenza show ukuthi kule 1 bedroom nje bese shifta itafula sidlale. Nawe uzobona udlala kanjani la. But we made a way. Eventually, I finished matric. I do university. I did IT technician, so I do that, and then I meet the pastor. Tell your neighbor, this is not how my story was supposed to be. Yeah. Tell your neighbor, this is just not how my story was supposed to be. God just flipped the story on me. I never imagined myself marrying a pastor. You know, then I'm reminded of the Shunammite woman who went to Elisha and what do you need? The woman is like, I don't need anything. But Elisha says, this time, next year, you will be carrying a baby. She never asked for a baby. But Elisha says, next year, this time, you'll be carrying a baby. God flipped the script. But can you imagine umuntu wesifazane azange uyicele nokuyicela? Uyavuma umntwana utshela ubaba, baba ikhanda uthi ubaba mhambiseni kumama. Amen. Because there's something about your woman. Now you might understand njengoba bakhala ngokugula ukhona umuntu ongam-understanda ngcono. Uyahamba uyabumama, we know the story siku-2 Kings. Umntwana eventually uyafa. Mawuke wazala. So you understand the issue. Eventually, umntwana uyafa. Uthi lo mama, it's okay. It's okay. But imagine, how do you say it's okay? Umntwana ufile. Uthi bhekani la, akaze ngayicela. Uzofuneka lo owaqala wayikhuluma. Angitshele ngizabala. Uthi nikeni umntwana. Nikeni umntwana. Uyasimagine uhamba nomntwana ufile. Hlangana nabantu endleleni bathi kunjani uthi it's okay. We know what we are going through. We know what sometimes abantwana bayashanya, but you still need to speak a word that says it's okay. You still need to take note of what shanyayo. So if this does not work, you have to make a way. So uthi lo wayikhala wayikhuluma nalawo wenza ube umntwana uthi ngayizwa ngawe lento ngangayidini athi ngithi umfundisi hey madoda hayi ngina 21 I'm thinking hayi man pastor mina no mara thina man letho. Okay, mfundisi mara angeshade manje namanje ngithi pastor athi no angeshade manje namanje because yabo usesemncane yabo and naselokishini vele bayasho ukuthi mfundisi mara angashade manje. So siyazama i-courtship nomfundisi for 6 months, but eventually siyabonda, siyavumelana ukuthi okay siyashada. Umfundisi ngiyambuza ngithi manje labantwana kwayo ukuthi umfundisi can't continue ajabule. So this is what we'll do. We'll send the kids with bahlale naye. And because umfundisi is too bonded nabantwana bakhe, bazomhlupha. And first year vele how sithola indlu siyamuva in sithola icall kuthiwa papa umama usixoshile. Hawu. Njani? And obviously mawufonela umzali uthi uxoshile. Ufuna umzali enzeni? Umzali welele umntanakhe. And it's only fair. Hayi sibalande. Sekune 22-year-old, a 16-year-old, a 9-year-old. Abantu besifazane abayi-3. Nomunye phela kuma-teens. Yeah, besibanga ngisho i-front seat. Yeah, sibanga i-front seat wabhalela umamncane wakhe iletha ukuthi khona manje lo mamncane okhona sekafuna ukuhlala phambili and mina bengihlala phambili. Kwaliwa. You know, number 2. Yeah, no number 2 ke bekangafihli bekangangifuni. Yeah. Number 1 bekanokwenza bese yabuluma police. Mara number 2 bekenza sure ukuthi ngiyazi ukuthi angimfuni. Adelele ngihlangane naye passage so. Ngithi yasilona kangathi phela mina ngiyahlabana. Mina sikoleni bayangazi ngiyahlabana ngizamhlaba. But this is what God was doing in. Bekasusa lo club. Bekasusa lenkani. Because lapha esontweni angikwazi ukudila nabantu ngokuhlaba. Bengithi mase ngizimisele ngizithi ngitsipha so. Yazi week. Mara ngiyazazi nginamandla mara bekungenzeki. But I would say it in my heart ukuthi ngizoqeda manje. But bekungenzeki. But now I see ukuthi it was just God. Busy adila necharacter. Ukuthi siyazazi luluza. Siyakwazi lokho, siyazi ukuthi uyashaya. Siyakwazi lokho. Hayi second year yimloya ngiyofuna incwadi angithi ngiyabetha. Yandiwa phela manje la endlini. Igida sibhekane ubaba akazi ukuthi uthatha le side labantwana or umele umngakhe. These ones are emotionally bonded. When usafika lona makathi ufuna itekile 3000 wena ngabuza nelogic ukuthi no lona unayo 3000 ufuna ukuthenga iteki. It's a mess. Ngahamba ngayothenga incwadi kaDr. Phila ngiphela ngifundile. Ngithenga incwadi kaDr. Phila. Mangithenga incwadi kaDr. Phila ibhalwe relationship rescue. Yabona mangithenga ngithayi uDr. Phila uzodila nalo baso. Ayisikhulekile mina nale education. Mara yabona uzothi makabuya ngikhothi. First thing Dr. Phila uthi unfortunately I'm just going to deal with you. Ngayibhala ngathi mina. Mina ngenzeni? Okay, mina ngenzeni. Ngenzeni uDr. Phila uthi mina ngenzeni? Nabantwana, mina ngijiji, mina ngiyasebenza. Uthi ngenzeni? For 2 weeks I didn't read the book. Because bengaziboni wrong. I was justified. In everything I thought I was just even less zimbi masengibheka manje ngibona ukuthi sisi bomubi bo wrong bo out of order. But ngaleso sikhathi 2 weeks ngayiyeka incwadi kaDr. Phila ngathi Dr. Phila out of order ngayilwa impi ngayilwa ngamandla wami. Sahlala eventually I read the book. I also bought Family First, which Dr. Phil also teaches, which when you are a step parent, you can't be the one coming into discipline. So I had to learn all of those things. Oh, okay, take a step back, Sisi. It's okay, says Wuti. So Mamumusha, Mara, take a step back. And eventually, also what we did to make sure we solidify, we started among postparats early. That is once a month, and that meant sizohlala ezomndeni umuntu nomuntu uzosho into emhethile. You are not supposed to respond. You are just going to take what is being said. You are going to work on what is being said, and that's about it. We close the chapter. So noma ngenzekani in this month, uyazi ukuthi they will get a time where I can then voice out how I feel. Manje
Mangasibona ubaba khona uzabe abe nomona masihlangene si3 simvalela ngaphandle yethu indaba siyahamba sibuye kuphi sibuye eKapa sibuye eMpumalanga because we've had to put in the work. We've had to put in the work. I've had to sit across the second born and listen to her version of me. I had to pitch myself from saying, and listen to her version with tears running down her face and listen and then offer an apology and let her know it was never Uguti. I really wanted to make her feel the way she has felt. She's had to listen to my version and then offer an apology. And we've had to then cry together and see Uguti. This is where we've gone wrong. And now we are charting a new chapter. We are going forward. We are loving one another and we are doing things together. See on it. But it takes time. It takes work. It cannot be which is blame umuntu. Now when we can call uthi mina ngihamba kuphi wrong. Amen. So yes, that's the blended family. Ukushada nomfundisi. Hey, Bangele. Yo. Okay, let's go into umnana ngesimenywa. Manimenywa vele uyangena nawo la.
He's an ass.
Uyangena la phaya vela sesemncane nefiki ithe sese-celebrity. And then umfundisi athi, I want to start a church. Sure. I said, Mufundis, I don't have a problem, but let's get the inside strong so that the outside will not hurt us. Maningi ama challenges eband. With traveling, I've been exposed to them, but what I've seen is once the two or once team is bonded and strong, and so we gave each other 2 years to say, let's work on it. Let's solidify. Let's see how communication works. Let's see how we are going to deal with finances. For 2 years, we worked on it. And then we decided, yes, it's time to open. It's been 12 years pastoring a Kingdom Power Church International. And listen, we're happy. Because first year regardless of age, you're not my babies. I call them my babies. I've got my babies everywhere I go, they are there. So I don't even check what ngingene emotweni yami ngiyahamba ukuthi umfundisi sekafonelwe ihamende ukuthi umfundisi kayothandaza ehamende angihlale vele umfundisi wabo ngiyindlela so ni confident because the inside is strong. You're confident because I know the love he has for me. So there's no reason to where's this lawyer? Mara wena wayefaka isilebi asizikhulumi lezo zinto ebandleni. Asizikhulumi for 11 years guys. Ngihappy anginazi izitori zabo mamfundisi ukuthi wathini kwangathanga ini. Every year I am celebrated at that church. Bangithanda ukufa nami ngibathanda ukufa. Siphila in peace. Ofuna umfundisi futhi does not even have to pass through me. I need to number a pastor. I need to follow moms. Mofuna moms. Follow moms. Mofuna baba. Follow baba. Because kunezinto ongazithola kude phuzulu. Ongeke uzithole lapho. Kunezinto ozothola kubaba, ngeke uzithole kubo. So, see happy. 11 years. See happy bantwana benkosi.
ministry, which was started by my struggles. Obviously, I wasn't sure of Mama, so I struggled, in relationship with her. I eventually started mother and daughter conversations, and that's where I work around the relationship between a mother and a daughter. Because, as I always say, we cannot blame them. They did what they know. But the younger generation, I have to blame them because in the information, we know better. So we need to do better. Amen. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I think what we can take from there is that the journey that you're on, there's a reason behind it. Yes. Even the relationships that you have in 17 are blended. Yes? Yes. We're coming from different backgrounds. We're coming from different mothers. And how do I then extend my love to you? And how do I incorporate you in what I do? That's right. There are two things that we also need to check when we introspect. A person must have two things. I actually should have heard that. A person must have two things. A mirror. You call it mirror. Okay. A mirror and a map. Okay. Because I'm able to reflect with this mirror. See. Right? Yeah. But the second thing, the map, why you need a map? So that I don't stand where I am, I still map a way out. Yes. Many of us have maps, but we haven't reflected. Sure. We don't know where we are. You don't understand why I had that encounter with you. You don't understand why. What's the reason behind it? Maybe I was being trained. You're one acting CEO, I've been trained to be patient. Sure. I want you to look at your experiences even at work. Yeah. What is it that I am here to do? What impact am I here to give? It's the patient, it's my colleague. Yes. What love do I show you? Sure. How do I extend myself to you? Like patient why that experience, you know that there are those many things. So I don't want you to just have a map without having a mirror. Yes. I must be able to reflect. Yes. I'm Christian. I must be able to reflect. You must be able to reflect. And I love what you say. A boss barrage. But if I start a boss barrage, where you just speak and I don't respond, and I speak and you don't respond, then we come back and we work on it. Yes, that's right. Right? That's right. Because yes. It's a relationship thing. Yeah. Do you know that people offended Jesus? Yes. That's right. They even spotted him. Yes. The King of Kings. Yes. Yes. Yeah. When? Yes. Oh. When I'm questioning let's question lesson, I said Gene expert in Ramona lesson sugala. Said Gene expert I was pregnant. That you can diagnose you just by looking at it. Right? If they were able to spit at Jesus, if they are able to spit at leaders, who am I? But then the issue says, what do I do? Walking and relationships require patience. That's true. That's right. Be patient with one another. The other way, I might not tell you directly and say I love you, but I express my love for you by being patient. But thank you very much, Mrs. Caesar. We're grateful. Let's have another song. We are having the musical item from our wonderful choir. We are excited. Let's give them a round of applause.
Wala
Now, so because, okay, so for everyone else who has a seat at a table, you never remove your cup and your saucer from the table, ever. So if you're drinking and you're seated at a table, the saucer remains on the table and you hold your cup. I'm just going to ask Dr. Makana to hold the mic for demonstration purposes. Thank you. Alright, so if let's say this is like we're at an event, the afternoon tea has a lot of high tables, we're walking around. If we're walking around, that is the only time you may have both your cup and saucer together. Because you don't have a table setting. So it's like this, greeting, having conversation as we would. Now, when we pick up, there's a difference. I'm going to teach you this because I think a lot of people buy coffee and others drink tea. So if we're having coffee, this is how you hold a mug, cup, whatever you choose. It's called the hook method for your coffee. Index finger, hooks, neck, thumb, support at the top. This is how we're meant to be holding. This is a coffee mug. We are drinking coffee now. Okay. And now, no guys, don't mind. Who's like it takes a lot of practice. I mean, some of us, the coffee mugs we use, our index fingers cannot hold. But that already says something about this. It's too much. Okay. So obviously it takes a lot of practice, and that takes coffee. Dr. Makaya. Now with the tea, already we can see with the size of the teacups. This one is actually bigger than the average teacup. Teacups are usually about 100 milliliters of fluid. So already here, the one that's exhaustive. So with the teacup, we call it the pinching method. We are pinching. I get to with the coffee, we're hooking. With the teacup, we are pinching. Alright. So we have to pinch into the space. Then we use our middle finger to support. So we are pinching. Practice that. One of the six practices.
There's an exam after this. We're going to do a practical.
Alright. How many people have gotten the hold? You pinch, you support. Pinch and support. Pinch and support. Good. Everyone. And then now, we're going to go on to the most important thing. I think many people have been asking themselves, and bad means the perfect temperature. Tea is meant to be sipped, not slurped.
Okay. Come on
This
now.
is slurping.
Yeah, because actually.
It's because it's hot.
Yeah.
So now you have
Yeah.
We're not meant to slurp tea, it's meant to be sipped. When you have your tea, it's meant to be silent.
Yeah.
Now, so essentially, the temperature at which we put the teas on the table is perfect temperature. Itiye alingashisi uze ushe ulimi ungakwazi ukutesta. Itiye kumele uyiphuze ulimi. Not hot, warm. Because remember, when we place on the table, work on a mat. A mat is if you're struggling with your knee and if you release it, where is it a mat? I went missing it. Already, when you take a big bite of a scone and now you're like, we've already done it wrong. Yeah. So we need to make sure that India is meant to be sit, and that's the point of it. Now when you've gotten your grip correctly and you're holding your tea and you're sitting, you do not bring the teacup to you. You meet the teacup. Because we're sitting there, you're looking at me like,
Oh yeah.
it shouldn't be like that. So you bring the teacup to you. So it always looks so graceful. So for example, I'm having my tea. And I've sipped my tea. No one else has had that experience. Now I don't have tea running all over me. Okay. There's something actually I should have started with here. The reason we have saucers is because sometimes we end up using them as side plates. But there's a big difference. I'll just put this down for demonstration purposes. Guys, can you see the size difference? This is the size of my face. This is the size of my palm. Because this goes with the teacup, and this is for the food that I will be serving. So, for example, if the sandwiches and scones, those will go on the side plate, not on the sauce. Isosa, thank you. Isosa or side plate. The reason it has an indentation in the middle is because if I'm having my tea and for whatever reason I have spills, right? The spills will connect into the space. So that's Ingawi, that's why it is not flat. Whereas inside plate here too, often it's flat. Are we beginning to get this, guys? Yes. Honestly, this needs to be an exam after this. Because I'm looking for a group of ladies that I can take to have afternoon tea with me. I need people who are going to be ready. Who are not going to be because, so we understand why we have a saucer and a side plate. So you cannot then, when you arrive at a destination and then figure a saucer and a side plate, when automatically cap there on the side, and then you take your saucer and you like, start putting savory and foods on it. That is not what we do. Alright? Actually, I forget all the important things. Excuse me. So let's say you're invited to an afternoon tea, you arrive there, and everything has been placed for you. Unfortunately, we don't have a mati spoon, but one of the first things is how the teacup is set. So if you're having a high tea, or you want to have an afternoon tea for you and your girlfriends, or you want to invite and impress people, how you place them is very important. Placement of the teacup should always be at the 3 o'clock. The handle, you look at the saucer as a clock. So 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and 9 o'clock. This is also so at 3 o'clock, if you're right-handed, when you arrive, you must make sure the handle is at the 3 o'clock. If you're left-handed, you then rotate your teacup so that your handle is at the 9 o'clock. Because imagine now, if we had a teaspoon, even when you stir, as for pause, we are stirring. There's a difference.
We are stirring.
No, there's a difference. We have to stir. And when you stir, you don't go to the 16. You go from the 12 o'clock to 6. Then you go from the 12 o'clock to 6. And you go back. So we do it in motion. Yeah, so that this whole thing looks neat. Because now, when we are stirring, this is where if you pull that out after the brim, it starts overspinning. And what we're trying to avoid is spinach, right? Because we want to enjoy our cheese. Sense to you? Yes. Have you guys gained something from this? Yes. Alright, let's move on. There should be. So for those who are seated on tables, call it something called, we'll call it serviettes for this purpose. But normally it's called a napkin. You will find that when you're being dao, it's usually folded nicely and it's placed on your plate. So now when we arrive, as I stated before,
we sit down and we cross our legs at the ankle. If you're not doing anything, guys, there's no need for your elbows on the table, please. Right? Your hands must always be on your thighs. Right? I'm going to turn my chair around. The reason I'm going to turn my chair around is because I want you to see how you sit on a chair. The reason sometimes even when we cross your legs at the ankle, we're still able to see at the slit is because you're seated too far back on the chair. We always say at dinner etiquette, pretend that there's a teddy bear here.
Yeah.
It's about 2 centimeters.
That's right. Yes.
So you should be sitting on the edge.
Yeah, boy.
Across your legs. And all the space behind you.
You're not lying.
So you're not sitting there like this. You'll be sitting like that. Because what that does is if you're leaning back, it always encourages you to slouch. But if you're sitting forward, it encourages good posture.
That's right.
So when you sit and you cross our legs, and your shoulders are relaxed backwards, and your knees. So now that we have the basics, these are the basic things that we need to be able to do after the serviette. Okay, yes, as we eat there, the serviette is there on napkin. You take it, you open it, and you set down and you put it. Okay. So there's various ways. Sorry, I'll use my mic. So there's various ways to put a napkin down. Sometimes they'll fold it in the form of a swan, anything, because they're doing it for your aesthetics. When tata, you take it and put it in a way that's comfortable to you. Not everyone can see, but what I've done is I've opened mine fully. It's a square, and then I've folded the top part, only halfway. Because as I'm eating, I want to be able to wipe my fingertips if I need to. But should I need to put up my napkin, I'm doing all of this on the inside because I need to be legal. If I need to put up my napkin in any way that's visible, they're not seeing all the grease marks from when I was using it. Because all of this I was doing internally. Okay, so we go back. Here's my napkin. It's folded. Here we are engaging in conversation, we're eating, it's nice. Keep dabbing. Right. Growing up, there was Zimbabwe. This is a napkin, not Zimbabwe. So, when you decide that you need to wipe your mouth or anything like that, please be aware. It's a corner. Corner. Because it's not Zimbabwe, so this is what we do, and then you put it down. In the case that I decide during this interaction, I need to go to the ladies. I pick up my napkin. Are we ready to play? Don't put it back on the table. You pick it up, you put it on your tray. This is to signify that I'm coming back. So then you go about and you do your own thing. When you come back, you pick it up swiftly, dust it off, and you sit down again. Okay. Let's say now you're done. You're not coming back. Let's say you are on a date with badly, the conversation be better, and you're like, actually, I'm leaving. You're going to, as you stand up, you don't have to fold it the same way they had folded it if it was a swan. You can literally pick it up. When you pick it up from the same side, it automatically does the shape. You do a brief folding, and then you place it on the table, but it must be on your left-hand side. Now, so now it's on your left-hand side, and this is the only time it's ever acceptable to put your napkin on the table. Because if this is inside a restaurant, you're essentially saying to the waiter or waitress, I'm done. So if you do that while you're sitting there, and now you're like, why don't you put the plate? You just signal that you're done. So you cannot be shocked when you start coming to clear up. Because then the next expected move is that you will get up to do. Have we learned something?
Yeah.